of a sudden.
Wade is guarding Bryant. Artest looking, gets it to Bryant. Bryant dribbling, has to put it up with the buzzer. Banks it in! He banks in the three! And the Lakers win the game!
Syndicate members, what's up? It's Wednesday, live from a very frozen Austin, Texas. We are iced over here in Austin, Texas. Hopefully the internet stays live, but we are live, and it's Winning on Wednesday. My name's Tony Merwin, and I'm here as always with the Jolly Ginger Giant himself, the king of Facebook groups, Mr. Joe Camper. What's going on, Joseph?
Hey, baby, I'm jolly, I guess, right? Man, no, I'm doing good. I made it to the office, and I about died multiple times by frozen tree limbs when I was defrosting the cars this morning, but I made it. And so that's I'll go right into my win, guys. We've got an action-packed show, again, breaking down the state of insurance, right, as a whole, but then ultimately the best practices that we're seeing throughout the industry that's helping people take their agencies to the next level. Obviously, you guys saw our guest that we have on. They're doing some next level stuff. But before we get there, weekly win, man. It's this spot. Now, again, I don't have my lights done, and it still looks like I'm in freaking 7-Eleven because, I mean, I guess if I didn't wear a hat, you couldn't see the shadow on my face.
It's like a 7-Eleven manager's office. It looks a little better.
In the back. Oh, that's funny. No, man, the win is the office, though. I was telling Tony on Sunday, me and Hanky were in here on Saturday and then on Sunday as well, and we didn't leave. Like Sunday, like we had food delivered here. It's like, well, like the football game's about to start. Like, man, let's just put it on at the office. And it's just, man, being in here, and it sucks that the weather was what it was this week, right? So that not all of us could get into the office every day. And, you know, my internet's trash at the house and just trying to get here. And, but I will say, man, wow, there is something about just walking in here, and I can't wait to have you and Grace in the office too. But I'm super, I'm feeling super blessed, man, and very grateful for kind of everybody saw my post of just seeing that first office where you kind of blink, right? And I know some of the guys that we're about to bring on the show feel the same, where it's like, man, you blink and it's like, holy shit, I was at that desk for 5 years, man, in that office for 5 years. And then now walking into this, I said, I don't miss it. I love this new spot, man. It's freaking epic. So I'm doing it. Sorry, I know I got the gift of gab, but I'm super excited to be in here, and I can't wait for all of us to be in here together, rocking and rolling. So.
Absolutely, man. It's going to be fantastic, and I can piggyback on that. I mean, it would be easy for me to say that my weekly win was being on basically one of the only flights out of Phoenix to Austin last night that did not get canceled. I have no idea how I pulled that off. There were 6 flights on American from Phoenix to Austin. One landed at 5 p.m. Mine was the late flight that was supposed to land at 11 p.m., and all others were canceled. I had 0 problems, flew into Austin, landed. As soon as I landed, that's when the rain started, and now obviously it's frozen solid out there like a rock.
Right.
But I'm gonna say exactly what you said. It's progress. Weekly win is progress, right? The progress that we've made in the office, the progress that I've been making with the Vila, like all the little things are falling into place. And as Hannibal from the A team would say, I love it when a plan comes together, because that's exactly where we're at. And it's almost
well,
feels
in
like gravity,
your
like
past
we're
few days, I'm sure, have been a win
falling
too.
into it.
Yeah,
Thrive was outstanding. Thrive was an outstanding event. You know, it is life and health heavy event, but it's really, we don't really talk about the products by any means, but we do talk about granular sales processes, automations, setting up webinars and things and funnels that you can do to get lots of traffic, right? To put yourself into a blue ocean area where you are in spaces developing leads where other agents aren't. And that applies to any line of insurance, regardless. So it was a great event, and I'm probably going to go to the next one.
Yeah, absolutely. I need to get out there. I wanted to go to the one when Lustig was talking about how, yeah, you know how everybody else takes those rafts down the river? Yeah, my friend has jet boats. We go up them. And I was just like, what? I was like, that's
That
a
is
flex.
true.
We have jet boats, so come to our event.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good, man. Well, I'm super excited again to have you and Grace here in office. I know I probably will see you later today once you can get out of your driveway. But super excited. And with that, y'all, again, I'm about to bring these guys on. Again, most of y'all know them, but they're about to bring some heat. When it comes to the state of insurance, we got Mr. Cyrus, we got Mr. Kilgo, and then we got Benito. What's going on, y'all? How we doing?
What's going on?
What's up, guys?
Let's go.
All right, hold on. That was
Good
just
to have you guys, man. Thank you all
who's
for
gonna
joining
go
us.
first? Who's gonna go? Who's gonna say what's up first?
By the way, y'all have the coolest intro of any podcast I think I've ever seen. It's just badass.
Ah,
By
Thank
far, yeah, it's dope.
It's Mr. Merwin. Love
appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, thank you all for hopping on. I know we were talking a little bit backstage, and again, y'all maybe just give a quick little 10-second overview of just who you guys are. And then again, we're going to, members, listeners, we're going to go into the state of insurance and really best practices to take your business to the next level in 2023. And Cyrus, how about this? Cyrus, we got 3 people, so hey, Cyrus, start us off.
Let's go.
Yeah, call them out, baby.
Yeah, call me out, dude. All right. Hey, Cyrus Jaffery. I'm in Omaha, Nebraska. I've been in the insurance industry for a decade. And yeah, we're in 33 different states, and we're trying to do some cool things. And I'm excited for this market, man. This gonna be a fun 2023 for us.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here, man. Kilgo.
Got it.
Yeah, Jason Kilgo, Virginia. Kilgo Insurance, founded Kilgo Insurance, repping it, crushing it. I'm all about the sales call, all about growth.
Come on. Yeah, we talking about growth and some sales, baby. We'll get into that a little bit here. Kilgo dropped some bombs on his team today. I love it. Benito, what you got, my man?
Yeah, Benito Ortiz out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Been in the independent game for past almost 3 years, be 3 years in April. And I'm big on referrals and mortgage officers, realtors. That's my game.
Love it, man.
Awesome.
Thank you again to all of y'all for hopping on. Really appreciate you taking the time. Again, y'all, we got an action-packed call, and we're going to break down some things. Make sure you got your pen and paper out. Actually, you know what? If you're my guys, don't do that. You have a lap. You can type it into a notepad or something. My guy, hey, best practices. Okay, perfect. Austin, if you're watching this freaking call, I love you. And he is actually he has a policy right here. He's about to close this week. It's about $100,000 policy. So I'm super excited for him. But stop writing stuff down on that freaking notepad, Austin. Put it in directly into the CRM. Best practices. Anyways, I hope he heard that because that's hilarious. Cyrus, I think I lost your video, but are you still with us?
Joe, so I'm always telling my team, hey, we're all completely digital, paperless, right?
Yep.
But I've also kind of thought about, doing a dry erase where, when they're on the calls or doing something, they can write some things down. And then obviously once the call's over with, they erase it. They won't need it. That way, no information gets out. Is that something you guys are doing over there now? Or are you just trying to get them all go paperless and put it in the computer?
We've been paperless. Really, ultimately, if I've got people writing stuff down, I need to have like a shredding service. And so I'm not trying to, hey, you put it in the thing is, and I'm sorry, Austin, if you are watching this, I know I'm giving you shit, but he's killing the game. So I have we're adjusting, we're figuring it out, but he's faster at writing it down if he's trying to be fly on the phone versus trying to tab through and type. So we're working on that. But I actually really like the dry erase board because that you can just wipe off, right? So that's actually pretty smart. I like that. And I guess, here, real quick, y'all, before we break down practices and everything, we got Cyrus back here, and Cyrus came to me really last week and was talking about going live, and we were going to do it, but then we ended up pushing to winning on Wednesday because I wanted to share with y'all. And really, Cyrus, maybe you kind of kick us off on just where even are you at kind of thought-wise, mindset-wise, and why, hey, look, we really want to do a call on the state of insurance. What does that really entail? What does that mean to you? And then we'll kind of break it down from there.
Absolutely, man. So I would say I'd give a little bit of credit to Benito there because we were trying to get a podcast episode in and we're like, hey man, let's talk about some topics. Like what's a hot topic right now? And it was a state of insurance, man. There's a lot of uncertainty. Is it a recession? Is it not a recession? Where are we? Premiums are going up. Holy crap, there's ice in Austin, Texas. Like, holy crap, what's going on? Right. So there's a lot of weird stuff happening in the world and in the US specifically, and loss ratios with carriers. So we're like, man, insurance is going bonkers right now. So like, let's talk about it, man. Like, what's going on? And how do the strong survive? Because I feel like there's going to be a lot of insurance agents, man, that are honestly not cut up for this, man, not cut out for this. And they're probably going to either leave the industry. And honestly, it's kind of the realtors, right? There's like so many realtors. It's like, do we really need 1,200 realtors in my zip code? Like, can we just have like 100 and it would be really good, right? So anyway, so that's the mentality, man. Like, so how do the strong survive? What are the good agents going to do in this tough market to differentiate yourself? That's what we kind of wanted to talk about. And I'm kind of excited to share some things and also hear from you guys, man. Like, what are you doing to differentiate yourself in this market?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's super important for anybody new getting into this, right? Listen up, because now, granted, you're maybe you're a leg up because you don't have all the service work that we have right now because of everything happening. So you're just coming in for new business, but still, this is something this industry, at least in the past 3 years, has been kind of behaving in a sense like this, right? Where the loss rate, carriers are just losing their asses on property when it comes to claims. And even like you said, the ice in Austin, I literally drove here. I live 3 turns away from my office. I probably saw 5 or 6 claims, like just where, hey, like branches down on houses, right? Or whatever. And that's a lot of people don't realize how much, when that is across the entire state of Texas, what that does to the industry as a whole, right? So even maybe you're not writing in Texas where it might be easier to write business. Ultimately, though, what happens, right? And carriers have to they want to be profitable, right? That's the end goal. So then how can we maneuver, right? How can we navigate those waters? Because Travelers is doing 50% down or paid in full, right? I mean, we've never seen anything like that on a personal auto policy. And so let's kind of, Kilgo, let's kind of shift to you, and then Benito will go to you, and we'll kind of just keep going round robin. Because you're East Coast, right? So, and I love this because we're kind of all spaced out in different regions, writing kind of different. I know, Cyrus, we're writing on resident business, but what are you seeing out in Virginia, Kilgo? Like, what are you kind of feeling is the state of insurance out there for anybody that's East Coast?
I'm assuming that it's much like everybody. I mean, we're getting the people that are, hey, my policy went up, $5, $10 a month, and I want you to quote it through 20 different carriers and save me that $5, $10. And then we've got the people that are, going up 100%, and they're like, hey, what's the deal on this? I've had no claims. I've had, no accidents. What's going on? So what we've done is we've taken the approach that we need to get more involved with our book of business. We need to, we're always focused. I'm always focused on building relationships with real estate agents and loan officers and referral partners. Here within the last month, we've taken a step back and said, okay, we need to get more involved with the book. Like, do these people really know Kilgo Insurance, or are they just with us because someone referred them to us? So if people out there, you guys don't have an intro video when a lead comes into your book of business, I highly suggest it. And you need to explain why you're unique and why they should do business with you in the first place, besides the referral, right? And then the onboarding. So we've been through like a series of videos onboarding and giving them the expectations of the journey from, okay, now you've got the policy. Now what? What does it look like for you? Are you going to be like these other carriers where they just wait, 90, 60, 30 days out and give you a call for renewal, and you hope to hear from them, and probably 99% of the time you don't. And so you just get your renewal and you renew and you just keep going along because it's insurance, and you're like, hey, as long as I've got it, I'm good. Or are you with Kilgo Insurance that you're getting contacted, you're getting videos, you're getting text messages, you're getting educational tidbits along the way so that we can keep you informed? And really what we're trying to do, what I found is I'm trying to let people know and educate them what's going on. I mean, we just had a person call in a couple months ago. She was like, hey, my doorbell stopped ringing. My doorbell's not working. I think, water got in or something. I want to file a claim. I'm like, hey, ma'am, Do you know about the Ring doorbell? It's $60 at Lowe's. You know, like you've got $1,000 deductible. People just don't think, they don't understand.
I know. I've never heard that, a claim on a doorbell.
Only me, bro. Only
Right,
me.
right.
So look, these frivolous claims, you know, you can think what you want to think about these people. I mean, obviously I'm like, okay, I can't believe that somebody actually thinks they claim this, but they don't know. They're not educated. We do this every day. So we think they should know this stuff and they don't. So what we do is we hear things like that. We do a video, do something live, put it out there, put that information out there to where everybody knows what's going on, you know?
Right.
And so now that they're educated, we're hoping that means there's less claims. We're hoping that means that that client is going to give us a 5-star review. They're going to give us a good review. They're going to give us that client referral because they're like, Kilgo explained, they showed me what I need to do.
Yep.
Now I know, and no other insurance company has done that before.
Yep. That's good. That's good. And I think, you know, one thing, I hope y'all heard this, is that it's not just a welcome email, right? It's a video, right? And so I know some of y'all don't want to get on the video, but it is changing how people are onboarding, right? They want to, and this is kind of goes back to like a lot of my social media strategies that you guys have heard me teach on or whatever, is that, dude, people want to do business with people, right? So if you're using social media to drive business, like they got to see your face, right? They got to know who you are. They got to know that you have the bills, that where, you know, what's going on with your family, all that good stuff. Very, very good points. And again, y'all, if it doesn't have to be super clean cut. I know, Jason, you've got some professional videos that you've done, but that's the cool thing, is if you sit down and do it one time, you can repurpose them forever, right?
That's
Not
right.
forever, maybe update them once a year or something like that, so they get something fresh every renewal or something like that. But guys, just get on your, I mean, and literally I have this thing, I was looking at doing it, trying to try out a different angle on this, and just put your phone on it, right? So then at least it's not like crazy shaky, because that was me when I first started. No, yeah, don't send them that if they can't, if it's like gonna freaking make them throw up. Maybe re-record that. But no, very, very good points. Benito, let's shift to you, man. And you're in New Mexico, right? And so your type of business is actually, I didn't realize it because I felt as though Texas was a little bit like, I felt like we would have been somewhat similar, and we are in some ways, but really New Mexico kind of is its own ball game as well. Kind of talk about what you're seeing there and how you're implementing things within your agency, right, to counteract, right, to know your book of business or things like that. Maybe, or what are you doing additionally, maybe for your referral partners to drive more volume, because you know it's going to be that much harder, right?
Yeah. So in New Mexico, you know, we're our own unique state for sure. We deal with a lot of vandalism, thefts. We're like the car theft capital of the country. You know, we deal with that stuff more so than natural disasters or anything like that. We had the biggest wildfire in history, in New Mexico history, last year at like 300,000 acres or something like that. I lost a couple of houses. It was a rough year for sure. But really when me and Cyrus and Jason were kind of going through this and trying to figure out what to talk about with the state of the industry, more so what I was getting at was from my perspective, I'm seeing a lot of, like, I was a big farmer's guy. I was a farmer's guy for 3 years before I got into the independent world, and I'm still new enough in the independent that I still have my meat hooks in the farmer's world for sure. And I'm seeing a lot of agents really struggle right now and really kind of take a step back and try and, you know, think, is this industry really for me or not? Or, you know, do I suck or what's going on? And I think like my whole idea with this was more, this is the time where you gotta change your processes. Like, you know, we came back from One City World Tour, which was a great conference. You know, we got to hang out a little bit. And with that, like, we came back and started redoing our whole client journey from start to finish, that onboarding stuff, the videos, all of that stuff. You know, my buddy Eric Roberts was telling, like, his if
you don't know Eric Roberts, you got to know Eric Roberts. I just got off the phone with him yesterday. That's a cool dude, and he's rocking.
Yeah. And so he, you know, his saying is retention starts day zero. And I always thought, like, that, dude, that's a great way to look at it. When that lead comes in, that's when retention starts, really. But then the other thing is that as an agency, and especially I'm a sales guy through and through. Like I am, you guys talking about not writing paper. I won't even show you my desk because there's sticky notes freaking everywhere. But, that's me. That's how my brain works. I have leads written down on back of my kids' homework and all that stuff. Like, that's
It's
just,
like I'm on the road. It's like, yeah, I can do that.
yeah, exactly. I'm writing. I perfected writing and driving at the same time. And I was glad I made it to the office on time because I was worried that everybody was going to see my bad habit of Zoom meetings and driving at the same time. But, but one thing that we've really, really been focusing on, and I would encourage everybody, especially newer agents that are jumping into this, is cleaning up your data and starting with clean data right now. Because with the industry the way that it is and the hard market the way that it is, you're gonna have probably a little bit less or a little bit lower close ratio than we've had in the past. With not even for no other reason than Travelers is requiring 50% down. It kind of is what it is at this point, and we just got to roll with the punches and stay in the pocket as long as possible. And so, with that, we're redoing all of our internal processes on tags and automation steps and that stuff to make sure that we're working our book of business the best that we can, but also working those quotes not closed and all of that stuff that before, I was talking to another agent and he was like, I hate going after quotes not closed because it's like that girl that denied you at the bar, right? How many times can you keep going back to that well before you just, take it on the chin and walk away? And it made a lot of sense. But I think at this point, there's a lot more meat on that bone than there was previously. And there's a lot more situations that are happening in their insurance world than was previously going on. Before it was just, either they're a rate shopper or they didn't like you, they didn't like your beard, whatever, that was part of it. But now it's like, I'm getting denied, or I'm getting non-renewed, like help me out here. Right. So there's a lot more of that going on than I've ever seen in my, I'm only 6 years in to insurance, but I'm seeing that a lot more. So, I think the key to scaling and the key to playing the long game in this is going to be clean data and being able to keep going back and working even when the referrals slow down a little bit. And that's what we're seeing is our referrals. And it's not that they're going elsewhere. It's that loan officer that was doing 15 loans a month is now doing 10. Well, that's 33% drop off. So if we're getting 80% of their business, that's still a 33% loss for us, regardless of my relationship with that person or not. And so we're really, really focusing on casting that net a little bit wider, going after some new loan offices that we've kind of, not necessarily had the time to go work. Now we have the time to work. So we're really trying to expand our footprint. And the nice part is, everybody in the real estate industry is feeling that same thing. The realtor that was doing 5 deals a month is now doing 2, and so everybody's working harder to cast that net wider. So there's a lot more opportunities. Man, we've had 4 events this month that people have put on for, business planning and vision boards and all that stuff that they kind of ignored the last 3 years because they were making money hand over fist. Well, now things are tightening up. And so, that gives us an opportunity to go hang out, drink beer, eat donuts and all the rest of it. So we're running it. And I would just encourage you to get out of your, get out from behind the desk because there's no amount of work that can excuse not prospecting right now. That's the key to this.
Right. Well, and that's, dude, what you said, right? Like, y'all, now is the time to be following up. I promise you. I mean, we're literally in. I haven't been going live or anything but I've been doing it in-house with my guys. And even so, before I get there, you're talking about going through and restructuring your client journey. As you do that, if you have a team, y'all, or even think about how, hey, you're redoing the client journey. What do you need to do? And going back to our lunch, which was I got to have lunch with Kilgo, Benito, and then Rudy was there too, and then Billy Wagner. And Billy talked about his 21-step, 12-week onboarding process for his team, right? what type of onboarding process do you have to help educate your team members, especially if they're brand new? Like I got a guy that's been in insurance for less than 2 weeks right now. How am I onboarding him to prepare him for what all of this is, right? He doesn't know anything, like he doesn't know any difference, right? So then how does that change? Even, okay, if we're changing the client journey, we probably need to change like our team, right, journey and our onboarding journey and all that stuff as well. I love that you said that, but going back to my point, now is the time to call. Y'all, like, I mean, we're working list. I mean, I'm generating quotes off people that I haven't talked to since 2017, man. I mean, just pick up the phone, scrub it, classic, make sure they're not on the DNC. Don't cold text them. Okay. I know some people, you may get a little desperate and you may want to try and, because it's a great touch point, but if you don't have that opt-in, don't freaking do it, right? Call them first, then see if you can get a text opt-in after touching base with them, and then maybe go from that route. But I'm telling you, we're literally calling on people because the same service that we're dealing with, right? People shopping us for 5, 10. Guess what? There's a lot of other people out there that are shopping or are dissatisfied with their agent because they're not calling them and letting them know that their policy is going up by 100%, right? Or whatever that might be. And maybe we have the same option, but Jason sent me a video, right? Benito, like, he's inviting me to events in the community, right? And connect, or hey, he helped me get my first house, whatever that might be. So invaluable. So I hope y'all, and it goes back to Benito's point of have your data, make sure your data is clean, right? Because if all these people that I've talked to for the past 5 years that Redwood's been open, if I don't have anything to follow up, right? If I'm not managing that. So great points. I freaking love that, man.
Billy Wagner has his training process defined by the minute.
It's
So, a lot of people think, I mean, including myself, I put together a training, program for my team. I was like, hey, we're going to do this carrier education this day, or we're going to train you on this. This man is trained his team to fax. This man has trained his team to use the phone, how to answer the phone. He's got everything outlined by the minute. So, yeah, I would encourage, and this is for me too. You got to go back in there and detail that thing out. Like, it needs to be perfect, because this is the career for that person. They need to know what they need to know. And this business, is simple until it gets complicated, right?
Right.
So he's got it outlined. He made me really do I'm really doing some deep thinking on that, and I'm trying to really, dive in deeper to my training program.
I love it. And Cyrus, so let's
you got to get away from slapping them on the ass and sending them out to go figure it out. That was my way to do it for a long time. And
hey, show me you can do it, and that's a good sign, right?
Yeah.
That's funny. Well, so Cyrus, let's shift to you, because, and here's the cool part, is actually y'all have really kind of built your businesses very similarly when it comes to how you're driving those referrals, right? Have the multitude of real referral partners that you have, the community events and stuff. I know that all of y'all do those types of events, whether it's with clients, referral partners, you name it. Cyrus, where are y'all at, man? What are you kind of seeing? What are you sensing? And we'll break it down from there.
Yeah, man. So for me, man, when things get tough and market gets tough, I reach out to people, man, that have gone through it in the past. Dude, there are so many good agents, man. Like, I've never had the pleasure of meeting Billy Wagner, but I hear great things. And there's a lot of other agents. You don't have to create things from scratch, man. Like, these agents will help you, dude. You call Kilgo, dude, he'll give you his playbook. You call Joe, you call Benito, Tony, Billy, and all those guys, man. So, like, for me, when I first started, man, like, I was 23 years old or whatever when I first got into the insurance industry. I didn't know anything. My father-in-law was in the insurance industry, and he was like, man, if you do 100 apps, this was State Farm days. If you do 100 apps, man, you're going to be the bee's knees in the market, and you're going to kill it. And I'm like, the market? I don't want to be in the market. Like, what are you talking about? Right? Like, what is the number one agent in the country doing? He goes, well, hold on. Let's just get to the market first. I'm like, okay, cool. Second month in, dude, like we wrote 72 apps. Third month in, we're over 100 apps. First in the market. I'm like, okay, what's the next step? And after that, then you can't get to like a Kobe Bryant. You can't get to a Michael Jordan level by yourself, man. Like, they have reached out to people. They've put in hundreds and hundreds of hours, and you literally can't. So I would encourage the agents right now, dude, figure out all of your process. And really, winter is what Tony Robbins calls it. winter comes, man. But guess what? After every winter is a beautiful spring, right?
Right.
But the people that are fighting through it in the winter are going to come out of this, man, way ahead of the people that are going to be in a hole from the winter because they're just discouraged. So don't be complacent, man. So what we have done is we just reach out, man. I reach out to Joe. I reach out to Kilgo. I reach out to other agents. I'm like, okay, hey, I'm in this like little funk. Like, what are you doing as far as onboarding goes? And you're changing it, right, in the winter. So that's what my biggest recommendation to a lot of people right now is, man, I would gladly help you with anything I know, man. Playbook is wide open. And I know there are many agents, and there's nothing that probably we have done that we just came up with. Maybe a couple of things we came up with.
Right.
But like, dude, like ideas are out there. You just got to go do it and do it your own way and do it almost sometimes better than Billy Wagner. Why not? Right. If you can do it better than Billy Wagner, be the one that's better than Billy Wagner. And then the other thing is a lot of our agencies, man, like me, Kilgo, Benito, like we're point of sale people. And that's what I talking to our guys. Like point of sale is cool. Like somebody buying a house, like boom, do the insurance. But this is not a point of sale industry right now. Like this is at the time right now, point of sale is 35 to 40% down. Where else are you going and finding those leads? Because if you're waiting for point of sale, man, you're going to be waiting for a while.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. So who are your top 10 referral partners for last? And that goes to data. If you're not putting in the right data in of who sent you the business, who are you going to the next month? So what we do this every time. My guy sends me a list every month. Our top 10 highest referral partners. And I go from the top, the person who fed me the most, all the way down to the bottom. And I do one unique thing for them every month. Every month I do one unique thing, but I go from the top to bottom because who's feeding me? You don't need 100 referral partners, right? Like, dude, you have 10 really good ones as a producer. As a producer, you probably just need 3. Like as an agency, I only need probably 10 really good ones, but I don't want to work with Joe Schmo. So my 10 are going to be probably really, really high producers. And I go after those people and I just treat them really well. Cause guess what, dude, my guys tell me, cause I'm really good friends with them. Cyrus, dude, you're the 4th insurance person that I've come to my office. Cause dude, there's a lot of younger agents right now, man. They're driven. Our industry, I feel like, is in a really good place. There's a lot of young people coming in, a lot of young Jews and innovative people, man, that are doing some really, really cool stuff. And they're trying to do what me and Kilgo and Joe and Tony and all of us are doing. So how are you going to be even different than those people? What's that relationship potentially look like? So extra stuff for your referral partners is going to be key. And then another thing I jot down in here, man, think about all the big companies in the world. When did they get going? Like they started in winter, right? Like Facebook, Disney, and I can go on, like many, many, many big businesses. Like ideas start when there's a winter and when there's a recession and things are like, man, I could solve that problem. But this is the time, man, when a lot of brains come together and they find a solution for a problem that is in our industry, and then you go solve it. But don't get away from the day-to-day agency stuff because that feeds your family.
Right.
If that makes sense. So.
Man, it's perfect.
I'd love to interject here. With that said, what would you say is the number one problem that, say, P&C agents or any agent is facing right now as they come into the industry with some of the new challenges?
Yeah, right now, honestly, is finding out who your true referral partner is, right? I started our industry, and Kilgo and them can relate to this. Like I started in this industry in 2013, man, and I was told cold call auto insurance. I'm like, man, like I got the same lead that 10 other people got. And the way you get your business, is the way you lose them. So, dude, I don't care if a person walks into your agency, unless you're doing like a 12-week, like really buying them into your agency, what's going to stop them from going to another place and walking in 12 months later? Right? Like do you want that business, or do you really want to go after some of the social media stuff that Joe does to finding your ideal client? So if I was a producer right now, you got to go back and say, what's your ideal client? Who is your ideal client? And if you don't know who your ideal client is, you're just selling to everybody. Man, you're just going to be an average Joe, dude. Like I don't insure anybody that doesn't have a home. And our product is homeowners insurance is literally all we do. Auto and stuff, umbrella, obviously. We actually picked up Kilgo's umbrella, and that's what our sales team does. But we start with the home. Once you find out as a new agent what your main ideal client is, then what product can you serve them with? And that's homeowners insurance. And then how do we get that referral from? That's a mortgage lender, real estate agent, financial advisor, accountant, car, whatever, right? Then you find those and then find 10 of those. So now you have your ideal client. Their loss ratios are going to be good on a homeowner's insurance. They're going to buy more product. They're not going to shop around. They have a bachelor's degree and a master's degree, financially savvy and all that stuff. And then you go to how do you get it, and then have a plan in place to do it. So for me, if I was in this industry today, if you don't know what your ideal client is and then your ideal product that you're selling, I feel like you're gonna be at a big disadvantage because you'll be average.
That's good. We talked about a lot of that at the Thrive conference. Like, you're learning who your ideal avatar is that you want to go after. What would y'all say is for an agent that's like, man, what is my ideal client? I don't really know. Like, what are some exercises or thoughts that an agent can go through to nail down who their real ideal client is or should be?
Numbers. Everybody always says, yeah, my best referral partners are realtors and mortgage lenders. And then it's like, when you look at the CRM, you only got 2 referrals from them and all the rest is through social media or through. That is my number one thing. Now, granted, this is more on the PNC side, where especially young whippersnappers coming in, right? They're told, hey, your best referral partners are realtors and loan officers and mortgage brokers, blah, 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 right? But then when they really crunch their numbers, it's like, oh, shoot. And I used to be 100% used to be the same way. Sandra Gebhardt, this was probably 2 years ago within Closers Click, is who helped me kind of define where you sit there and say that. And then it's like, man, when I really crunched all my numbers, it was actually my least amount. My highest referrals, right, were coming through Facebook groups, we'll call them. And so that is where you need to start, is go back to your numbers, see where are you guys closing the most business. And I think all of y'all do an amazing job with that too, is you got to know where you're closing business in order to know, okay, that's like, who is this person? Where are they being sourced from? Right. And I think that's super important versus just going out there and just kind of like what you're saying, Cyrus, writing everybody, right? Anybody can do that. We all pretty much have the same products, the same stuff, right? But then ultimately you're just setting yourself up for that really kind of that endless cycle of shoppers versus actually building the book of business. That's my 2 cents is, hey, if you know your numbers, then you know who your client avatar is.
And it changes too. Like your ideal client probably stays the same, but your sources change because, dude, like 5-7 years ago when I was getting into the mortgage and real estate, like it wasn't as big as it is now. Now everybody is going after the mortgage and real estate people. And now I'm going for just brokerages that have 500 agents minimum.
Teams, right.
So like, that's where I'm going. And like 1,000 real estate agents is one insurance company that we own. So like mine changes as like the industry changes. So right now I'm evaluating in the winter saying, okay, what are we going to do for 2023? Like Jason is after my guys, Benito's after my guys, and 100 other insurance agents are after my people. Like, what is the next thing that you're going to focus on is going to be? But I'm interested in seeing what Kilgo and Benito say.
Well, let's real quick, let's shift this into, because I want to kind of best practices for new business, right? And so kind of just really tangible, like, this is how we're winning more new business, right? Because again, as much as we need to service and retain, right, you are going to have stuff fall off the book. So what are y'all doing to replace it? I hate saying that, right? But you are going to need to replace business. My number one thing, and then I want y'all to talk the rest of the show, is non-resident states. Especially anybody riding in Texas, you guys know it's a shit show right now. And it depends. Now, Austin's not near as bad, but like, you're riding in Houston, you're riding down in the Valley, you're riding down in Dallas or over in Dallas. Dude, it's a nightmare, right? It is very difficult. So I encourage y'all, and this is, again, we've been doing it for years. So I've been blessed that we kind of stumbled into it years ago, but go pick, and you don't need to be riding in like 40 states like us, right? Like, go pick up like 5 states. And I encourage I encourage 2 to 3 high premium states. So kind of, again, it's a little bit more work, but the commission dollars is more worth it. And then some maybe lower premium, but more stable states. So I love, like, Texas is great. Don't get me wrong. It's a pain in the ass, but you get a nice paycheck if you're closing, and everybody's trying to shop right now. So great for new business agent. But then I love Missouri and Indiana. And then like Arizona for me is like super hot because it's lower premiums, but man, there ain't really much happening in freaking Missouri or Indiana. I mean, you might have some ice and stuff like that, but they're equipped for that. So it's, I really strongly encourage that. And I'm definitely excited to hear what you guys say, but that is like by far, I think, my number one 2 cents. Hey, if you are trying to place more business, increase those non-resident licenses so you have more opportunities outside of your home state. 100%.
Yeah, and I think it comes down also to carrier education. I mean, there's the uncontrollables there. We've got carriers that we're writing good business through, and they're saying, no, we don't want it.
Right.
And I'm like, why? What's going on? Well, we're tightening up. We're trying to, they're putting expectations on us, but then they're saying, oh, we really kind of want to write less this year. Like they can't handle the claim volume. The profit loss is tilting up, right? So we're up against that wall too. We put all the work in, we rate it through all these carriers, and then we choose one that we think is the right fit, and then that carrier doesn't want to play ball. So that market, that's where I find, Tony, you were asking what the challenge is. That's my biggest challenge right now. And Virginia is a growing state. I mean, we don't have the complications like California, Texas, maybe New Mexico, definitely Florida have.
Right.
And it's still tough to write in those states. I think what we've decided to do is we did double down. We're just gonna beat everybody and work harder than everybody with marketing to loan officers and real estate agents. But
that's Kilgo, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's a little brash, but we also we're going to play this smart too. So Eric Roberts and I were talking the other day, and we're going to go by a 25% rule. 25%, each producer is responsible for getting 25% of their business from loan officers and real estate agents, 25% from cross sells, 25% from win backs, and there's another 25% in it I'm losing my mind on that I wrote down. Maybe it's cold calls. I don't know. But we also we pinpointed and used data and pinpointed mailers. Mailers are coming back. People like to get the mail. They want to see it other than a bill, right? Hey, this is a way to save money.
Right.
Everybody's paying $10 for eggs. Everybody's going crazy about different price increases of food and restaurants and everything else. So when you say, hey, I can save you $500, $1,000, give us a shot. Well, people are more likely to give you a call. So we do that, we do those, we're pivoting on some things. Another place we pivoted, I've got a marketing manager now, so that helps. We are talking to more financial advisors, more accountants. That's the client that, as far as a target client, that's who we really want, because
solid client.
And I lead with umbrella. So who better to understand the umbrella than somebody with a lot of assets, or someone that literally cares about their assets? Maybe they don't have any assets, but they care about what they have. That's the people.
That's good. That's good.
So those are the pivots we're making.
I love it. Benito, what you got, man?
Yeah. So this year, really, we had, we wrote on the whiteboard three things that we're focusing on, and that is process automation. So when talking about the onboarding and talking about the training and talking about, some marketing stuff. So process automation, clean data, like we talked about. I'm the worst one in my agency, but I'm even getting better. And then number 3 is outbound marketing, and not so much cold calls or anything like that. For me, I mean, if you jump on my Instagram right now, there's going to be 12 pictures on there, and probably 10 of them are my son. You know what I mean? Like I've done a really shit job of using social media to my benefit, or using, or getting my name out there or anything like that. We've as an agency, we're almost to year 3. In April, it'll be 3 years that our agency is open. We've written just over $5 million in premium. And 90% personalized.
Not bad,
but nobody, but I, and it's funny because, a lot of people don't even know what I do for a living. And it's been kind of my way of going about it. I like to be in the back. I like to be the shadow guy. But I'm trying to realize and convince myself every day that, I'm the best insurance agent in Albuquerque. My agency is the best agency in New Mexico. And so I'm doing people a disservice by not allowing them to do business with our agency.
Good. And
that's been helping a little bit with the social media stuff. But outbound marketing, we niched out 4 things in commercial. A lot of our marketing and we're jumping into YouTube ads, redoing our website, focusing very, very heavily on Google My Business and Google reviews. Our agency, even without really trying, has amassed like 200. We have 210 5-star reviews. Now we're really doubling down and getting back into it. We did a good job the first year and a half, and we've probably been at 200 for
200. Right. Once you hit 200, like, yo, I got 200.
Yeah,
right.
we haven't kept the pace going. So, really focusing in on that. But I mean, we had our best month ever in December. We wrote just under $250,000 in new business premium.
Let's go.
In January, we're up 35% over last year. So,
come on.
with the real estate market slowing and all of those outside factors that we can't control, I think for my agency and for my team, we hold the same standard. Like our standard, we have a minimum premium that you hit as a producer or you get shown the door. That is our process. And I work my ass off to make the phone ring enough for those people, for all of my people to hit those numbers.
Sure.
And so, I mean, I think a couple of things, find the 3 things that'll change your agency this year, especially in new business, because that's what it's really about right now. If you can increase your footprint, once the market does correct itself, man, if you work in the winter, like Cyrus said, man, springtime is a lot of fun. And, so I'd really just encourage, refocus yourself. Cyrus and I are both doing 75 hard right now. So no drinking, working out, and all of that stuff is, I think that's why my new business premium is up 35%. Is I'm focused right now. I'm dialed in, and I'm here consistently, even during wrestling. Like right now, I coach high school wrestling on top of all this other crazy shit I got going on. And, I've still, usually during wrestling season, we really see my business slip. And it's a sacrifice I make, and I understand that. But by refocusing myself and repivoting how I'm spending my free time outside of, the Broncos and all that stuff, really focusing in on staying focused in business right now. And it's showing.
Sean Payton, let's go.
Broncos. We're back.
That sounds like a waste of time if y'all are Broncos fans.
It was a good season. It was a good season to refocus and put it.
It's winter. Hey, it's winter in Denver too, bro.
Yeah, that's right. Right.
Yes, that's right. They're coming back. Hey, that 25% is actually the last 25% that I wanted to say is client referral.
Got it.
Okay. I'm telling you right now, we're on a mission to get 50% client referral, because if you're not doing your job the best way, if you're not wowing anybody on that call, you're not wowing anybody with your service and your sales game and who you are as a company. I mean, think of Disney, man. That's how they blew it up. Right? Was that customer expectations? Well, that bar was set high and they succeeded. It might cost you, but you're going to get what you pay for. And so I think if everybody focuses, right now is a perfect time because the market is tough. But if you think of all the clients you've got, I mean, Benito, you just said you got a $5 million book. It's a lot of households. It's a lot of households, man. There's gold in that. Right now, the Google reviews, the 5-star Google reviews, the client referrals, that's where the money's at.
Yeah. Kilgo,
and go ahead. Go ahead,
bro. I was going to
say, Benito, I know you got a hard stop, so just let me know if you need to bounce or anything. Go for it, Benito.
Cool.
I was going to add real quick.
So got 15.
I would add on that what Kilgo just said, dude. Like, so we literally looked last month, because winter obviously gets tough with real estate, and especially with the way interest rates are. Our highest referral partner last year with 21 referrals was clients. Our highest, right? And I'm like, and I look back and I'm like, guys, like, we literally don't do anything for our clients that send us referrals, but we do all these things for the referral partners and the real estate agents and the mortgage officers. Like, so what dude, you just said, Kilgo, like, you got to figure out like where your referrals are coming from. Like, Benito, maybe you're not no offense, man, but maybe you're not the best at social media. Maybe you're never going to get a ton of referrals from social media. And that's okay because you're going to kill it in here, here, and here. I feel like a lot of people just try to be all, oh, if that works for Joe, I'm going to do that. If that works for Benito, I'm going to keep doing that. And you're literally wasting your time because maybe, dude, you're really good at having coffee with real estate agents, or maybe you're good at relationships in person, or maybe you're really good with the financial side because you have a really good understanding of how it works. Like Kilgo, you're the perfect agent for a financial advisor and an accountant because you Kilgo with umbrella, right? Like, so I feel like if you don't know where your strong suit of where your referrals are coming from, you got to find that first. Cause like, dude, social media is not for everybody, and referrals, real estate people are not for everybody. So I would say on that one, and then also the complacency, like when you get to a $5 million mark with a lot of agents, or 3 million, guess what? No offense, man. I was a captive. I don't want to pick on the captives, but there's how many captives are at that mark between $3 to $6 million mark, and they have been there for years.
Right. Yep.
And they're just chilling, collecting your paycheck, man. Complacency is cancer, man. Like us, like we're in this call saying like, okay, how do we go from 5 to 10 next year? But there's so many agents that are saying like, damn, I just got to keep my clients. I just got to keep $5 million and like keep collecting my paycheck. So don't be that guy. Like, dude, wake up. Don't be complacent. Go make shit happen. Cause it's a lot more fun when you're a mover and shaker versus just collecting your paychecks. But that's that 5 million mark, you get comfortable. And I was at that with State Farm, man. And I'm so glad I got out because I was chilling. I was doing good. And then I'm like, man, I can't do this. I can't do this. I got to get out. I got to challenge myself. So that's huge. That's good. And then last thing I would say is lose 10% of your business, dude. Like if you lost 10% of your business, it's okay, guys. If you're not losing 10% of your business, like that's why I don't spend too much time on the back end, and I probably need to do a little bit of her job. But I'm like, honestly, if that client truly didn't give us the time and the day, and if they just came in for like let him go, man. Like it's just not. Some clients are not worth your time, and a lot of us have a very hard time losing clients. I promise you, it will do you favors if you lose the 10%.
Right.
And I think Farmers, I didn't, my district manager was a new district manager or whatever. But the one thing that he said that made a lot of sense and probably helped keep me in the pocket in this industry is that every client has an expiration date. And I think when you sign that, when you push that issue button and you realize that client is not going to be with you forever, it makes those clients that leave that much easier. But I'm the same way. I don't do a great job on the back end and on the retention. It's good, but it's not great. And the biggest reason is I'm a new business shop. We move and shake on new business, and that's what I focus on, and that's what we track. And I think Cyrus is kind of in that same mindset.
That's good. And real quick, before we wrap up, I wanted to, because a lot of this, hey, we're talking new business, we're talking how to go out, right? We've been in for years, right? And so especially when I'm talking to a newer agent, or maybe somebody that's been in 3 years, that's not at a $5 million book, right? Or who maybe this is their first year. Ryan England, I see you here on this call, is as you're focusing on bringing everything in, right? Don't ever forget what you also already have, right? And so there are some people in your organization, Austin, the guy I was giving, I'm going to give you a shout out now, Austin. So if you watch the whole episode, I'm redeeming myself. But again, he's been in insurance for less than a year. PNC, he's been doing for like 10 months. He issued over $80,000 last month, and we were this close to closing this deal yesterday. That's worth $90,000. He was going to issue like well over 100 and set all these records, right? And so I think because of that, not to brag, but really to brag on Austin, you're a fucking baller, man. I love you. Stop writing shit down on a notepad, but keep killing it. It's probably why I'm still not as mad at him. Like, you know what? The notepad's kind of working, so whatever, we'll get there. But it's more of because, hey, I'm spending more time in office. I'm spending more time outbound dialing with him, right? I'm spending more time role playing. Hey, man, I would tweak this. I would tweak this. So even though I've hired 3 new producers, and especially guys, or even, hey, as you're growing a team, right? Also, just don't forget about your current clients, about the team that you already have, right? And if you spend and you'd be amazed, it could be literally just 20 to 30 minutes more a day that could take that producer where Austin has barely crossed over 50 before to where now he's going to be breaking all of my my best was 98,000. I never even hit over 100,000. So he is gonna. I mean, we're about to issue this here in the next couple of days. He's starting out the freaking month of February at 90,000, and it could have just be the smallest of tweaks. Okay, so I just wanted to remind you guys that, hey, as we're talking, hey, maybe we have teams. We've been doing this for years. We have all of this infrastructure. As you're going out and seeking, right? Make sure you are maintaining what you've already brought in, or once you do bring it in, don't forget that, hey, it's easier or cheaper to keep a policy versus go find a new one at the end of the day. So real quick, before we close out, do you guys have any, Cyrus, we'll start with you, Kilgo, and then Benito, do you guys have any parting words, anything last tidbits of advice?
I would say, like, it doesn't matter if you're at 5 million or 30 million or 20 million, guys. At the end of the day, like, I could promise you there's a lot more people that are making more money than me, Joe, Benito, Kilgo, Tony, and have way smaller book than us and doing all these things, right? So, like, don't be discouraged. Like, it's okay if you have $1 million of a book and you're talking to a guy that has 30 million. Like, everybody's journey is different. Everybody has different aspirations. It's not that yours is bad or mine is bad. Like, guys, at the end of the day, like, I haven't made it to a conference. Like, I would love to be at a conference and all these insured places, One City Tour and all that stuff. But to me, like, right now, I know it would have helped me so much and take my business to the next level. But I'm like, to me right now, man, I got 3 kids, 6 and under. And to me, my priorities at this point in my life is a little bit different. Now, I can make all the money in the world, but it's not going to make you truly happy. So don't be discouraged that you don't have 5 million in 3 years or this or that. Your journey is different, man. You're doing a great job. Keep going at it. Stop being complacent, man, and go make some shit happen.
Let's go.
You know, I'm just going to say, don't give up. You know, when I was a top seller, Geico, Allstate, Bank of America, Kilgo Insurance, whatever I was at, people were like, "Hey, how are you doing it? How are you crushing it? How do you sell so many policies?" I just never gave up the call. And there's so many challenges you take, you know, Cyrus, just what you said, you know, the balance of family and work, right? Like, it's a challenge. Our market, it's a challenge. You know, you write good business and there's still losses and your profit
claims on doorbells. It's a challenge.
It's a challenge, right? But you gotta take that challenge, and you can't give up. So the producers, the owners, everybody out there listening, just stay strong, be confident. There's steps obviously that you can always take to get better, but just don't give up.
Love it, man. Love it. What you got, Benito?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's hard to go last with these guys, but yeah,
we'll make Tony go last.
Yeah,
Benito's ready to go out and sell some stuff.
Yeah, no, and that's exactly what I was gonna say, dude. My family motto, you know, my wife is in sales; she sells mobile homes. You know, I got 2 kids. I got a 4-year-old and a couple-month-old baby. But our family motto, my son has said it in office every single time he's come to the office, which is a lot. Is sell some shit. And that's our family motto. That's what, you know, my son, when he leaves the office, he has to go tell all the producers, you know, sell some shit. And, you know, that's you know, that I think so much of it, if you want to start getting confidence in yourself, you want to start building a business, you want to be able to not give up. So much of that starts with getting a couple wins under your belt. And in this business, that means either saving a client or selling a new client. And so I just encourage you, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling a little defeated with the way the market is, you know, jump on, make some calls, you know, make some stuff happen, see what you can shake out of the tree. And that's, you know, I'm not a sales guy in my organization anymore. But you know, in December, man, I was feeling a little down. I was feeling a little defeated with the way the market was. Realized we weren't going to hit profit share with a couple of our carriers due to those fires. I lost a couple of houses, and you know, I jumped in and I sold some stuff, man. And I can tell you, it revitalized me, got me, you know, going again. So I would just say, if you're feeling down and you're feeling a little defeated, go sell some shit, and then you know, put those rose-colored glasses back in, you know, back on. So
let's go.
Hey, there ain't nothing to service if you ain't selling it, right? I love it, dude. Come
Let's
on.
go, baby.
Yeah. Merward, take us out, man. This has been a freaking awesome call. Thank y'all so much.
Yes, it's been a great call, man. Thanks all of you guys for coming on. You know, obviously a big part of what y'all have been talking about, you know, is the state of insurance. It's kind of chaotic. There's a lot of stuff going on. We got climate issues, like Austin's frozen again. That's probably going to be issues. Like Joe said, he saw like 5 claims on the way to work. You got all the crazy stuff going on in Florida. There's other states having issues, wildfires. These things are going on. Same thing in our world, in the life and health world. There's a bunch of changes and regulations that are coming down from the federal government that are making things change. I love what Benito said. Like, look, when you're facing some of these challenges, just shut up and go sell some shit. Go write some new business. You'll feel better. That's one of the things that's definitely true about insurance. Like, I've seen a lot of agents that for 28 days of the month, they're like, damn it, I hate this business. I got to quit. And then they get their commission check at the end of the month. They're like, damn it, I love this business. I can't wait to get back out there and do it again. And then 28 more days, they're like, damn it, this is hard. And then they get another commission check. But I would say, you know, if you find yourself in a space where you're struggling and you see that that our world of insurance is very fluid and a little bit chaotic right now, I would definitely encourage you to read the book, Who Moved My Cheese? If you haven't already read it, it's a simple short read by Spencer Johnson, but it's how you constantly learn to look at the data that you have and look at the data that's coming in and kind of see where things are changing and your cheese is getting moved, right? The source of your income, the source of your referrals, the source of your new business, the source of your leads, whatever it is, wherever your cheese is at, there's one thing that's going to be true. It's going to get moved. And right now with the state of the world, the recession, the chaos, the technology that's coming out, AI is coming out, your cheese is going to move a lot quicker than it used to, right? To you could go back to that same cheese trap for decades until some new innovation caused it to move somewhere. Cheese moves a lot faster these days. So as an agent, it's incumbent upon you to embrace that philosophy and always, and somebody said it early, clean data. Dude, clean data is important. If you don't have great data, you're going to have a really tough time monitoring your business and looking for those areas when the cheese moves where you can pivot quickly and keep making money and selling shit properly.
Yep. It's good.
So, but yes, it has been a phenomenal call. Thanks all of you guys for coming on. You know, we do this show every Wednesday. We mix it up. We have all kinds of people on. I really like the idea of this show, and it's made me want to bring one in for the Medicare and the life and health industry now. Bring in some of my pals, and we'll talk some of the same stuff because we're going through some bullshit too. Just being honest.
Just go sell some shit, y'all. Hey, it's Wednesday, baby.
Shit.
It's the peak of the week, right? Don't get complacent. Start doing some video, right? Do some proposals, right? Get it out. Change your client journey, or maybe not. Maybe just tweak it, right? Go out, create some relationships. Don't be scared to get out from behind the desk, y'all. And hey, it's Wednesday. Let's keep crushing it. We'll see y'all next week for Winning on Wednesday. We appreciate y'all. Later.
Thank you all.
Later.